Yes guys, so today I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to complete the museum, which may be the hardest achievement in the game, other than the Fexus challenge and star drops. So it's going to be split into three parts: early game, intermediate and end game. Also, there's a few ways you can complete the museum. So the first one is fishing. You can get a lot of the artifacts from fishing. The next one is the artifact spots in the game. And then the last one is just like mining rocks and stuff. You can get a lot from stuff like that. Oh, and geodes. Yeah, I almost forgot about geodes. So let's start in early game. The museum really in early game shouldn't be your main aim. But if you want to do a bit like that doesn't hurt. Doing a bit is great. So the first thing you're going to start to notice when you start to achieve value are these little worm things on the ground. They're like 3 lines, and with your hoe, so that's this tool here. Yours won't be purple, but I've just upgraded mine. You can hit it, and then there, that's an artifact. So you can do these, and they have a chance of giving you artifacts. So I got 1 artifact from that. You can check what your artifacts you've got. Here are your minerals in your collection tab. Here are your artifacts. So I just got that one up there, which I've already found. That's alright. So dig these up, and these won't get you loads and loads, but that's fine because the Stardew wiki can actually tell you. If you look up on the Stardew wiki, it can tell you every single artifact and which artifact spots you need to find those. So yeah, and you can get artifact spots on your farm as well. So make sure you hold those ones, because from there you can actually get a chicken statue, which you can't find anywhere else. So the chicken statue, yeah, you can't find it anywhere else. So make sure to find the artifact spots on your farm. Okay, so what I'm going to say next. In the mines, you can find minerals, and you can find geodes, which can give you minerals. But before we go on to that, you can get foraged minerals, which are these. So quartz. So quartz is the first one you're gonna find. It forms from all the floors of the mines, and it's also very common from bins, so you're going to just want to pick that up. The next one you're going to find is the earth crystal. So the earth crystal is another very common one. That can be found in all floors of the mines, but especially in the first 29, so just pick that up. The next one's a frozen tear, which is a bit harder. It's 40 for it to appear, and it stops appearing at 479. But that shouldn't be too hard to get. You can probably get there in your first month, definitely. And then the fire quartz is a bit harder. You need to be from floor 80 to the bottom of the mines. And that's this here. But let me just say, when you find these 4 items, don't give them to the community centre straight away, because these 4 items are all needed for the community centre. I mean, don't give them to the museum. Give them to the community centre first, as at the start of the game that should be your first aim. Then the second ones you get, which you should get really soon after, donate to the museum. Okay, now gems are coming in next, because gems are slightly harder to get. They're like in the middle of the beginner and the intermediate. The first gem is the amethyst. That's probably going to be the first one you find. And they have different nodes. So if you look on the wiki for these gems, emerald, aquamarine, ruby, amethyst, topaz, jade and diamond, you will notice that they can be found in the mines. The deeper you go, the more chance there is. For some, like a diamond, you need to be below 450, but on the wiki you can look up each gem and where to find them, which floors to find them, and you can also look up their nodes. So if you see any special nodes that I'll go and try and find now, you'll need to break them up. The only other gem is the only other gem that you might not find here is the prismatic shard. The prismatic shard you need to find in Skull Cavern, which can be very hard to find, but that's alright. We will go through that later. So, yeah, so just go deeper and deeper, and then you have a higher chance of finding them. So, 1 second, guys. So, finally, what you're going to do finally for the beginner, so this is going to conclude the beginner, it's fishing. So, fishing might not be too great as a beginner, but you can get some good items. So, a lot of the artifacts you can only get from fishing. Things like a lot of the fossils. So, with fishing, obviously, the reason you get artifacts from fishing is the treasure chests. Now, you can buy things that boost you how much you get treasure chests. Magnets are the best, but at this stage of the game you won't be able to afford them. They're very expensive. Treasure hunters are much, much, much cheaper, but also not as good. If you can afford treasure hunters, do it. If not, don't worry, that's fine. Because they always have a 15% chance of appearing anyway. So, just whenever you go fishing, go for chests. And whenever you're not mining, go fishing. And that can help you pick up a few artifacts. Alright, now we're going to move on to intermediate. So, by the time you are at intermediate level, you should have unlocked the Skull Cavern. So to unlock a Skull Cavern, you need to have done the boss in the community center. And you need to have got to the bottom of the mines. This isn't too hard to do. Actually, there's an artifact spot here. This isn't too hard to do, and you should do it quite easily. Maybe, probably in your first year. So there's a lot you can do in Skull Cavern. First of all, the one you want to be looking for is the prismatic shard that we were talking about earlier. Now, the prismatic shard actually can be found in a quarry. Now, there's mystic stones in the quarry that you can look up on the wiki to see how they look. And they have a 25% chance of dropping them. So make sure to break those whenever you find them. Every now and then just go to the quarry. But the main way is iridium nodes. So iridium nodes have a 4% chance of dropping them. So you find iridium nodes in the Skull Cavern. So 4% chance is a quite high chance of dropping them. To get low enough to find iridium nodes does take a bit of practice, but if you go to Skull Cavern a lot, you'll gather up a lot of stone, and what you can do with the stone is quartz. And what you can do with that stone, just make staircases, and then once you've got enough staircases, staircase all the way down to about level 50, and then just blow up the whole floor, and from that you'll probably get a lot of iridium ore. And if you do that for a few floors, you'll probably get a prismatic shard. If not, don't worry, just repeat it and repeat it until you get a prismatic shard, and that shouldn't be too hard. Also, in the Skull Cavern, there is many more artifacts. So, oh, actually, before I go on to that, don't donate your first prismatic shard. Your first prismatic shard you need to get the Galaxy Sword. The Galaxy Sword will make it much easier to get future prismatic shards. This is this sword here, which is insane. Get your prismatic shard, hold it, and go into the middle of these 3 pillars. Your second prismatic shard is what you need to donate. Okay, so now you know that, you need bombs really to get prismatic shards. So that's what you need. So to get bombs, you're gonna want to go to the dwarf in the mines. So if you go to the mines, break the shiny rock, and you can get to dwarf. To talk to him, you need dwarf scrolls. Now, dwarf scrolls are kind of annoying to get, but they're not. You should get them quite soon. So once you found those, you can actually talk to him, and he can sell you bombs. Killing monsters is your best bet to get them, because bats, bugs, cave fly, doggy, green slime, grub, rock crab and stone golems, and tilling soil in the mines all have a 0.5 chance of dropping them. So once you've collected all 4 of those, go and talk to the dwarf, buy bombs, and this can help you get your prismatic shard. Okay, so, and then also, while you're in Skull Cavern, you can come across dinosaur floors, which have these special dinosaur enemies called Pepperexes. So Pepperexes are like dinosaurs, and they can drop a lot of prismatic shards. So when you were hunting, no, not prismatic shards, artifacts. So when you were hunting for the prismatic shard, you should have seen quite a few of these floors. So don't skip these floors with stairs. What you want to do, you want to kill all the Pepperexes. They have a chance of giving you a dinosaur egg, which is extremely hard to find anywhere else. And the dinosaur egg is another item which you cannot donate your first one off. Upgrade your coop, and then you can get one of the incubators. Put it in there. You'll get a dinosaur. He'll lay you a new one every week. So then donate it. After you've donated this, turn the rest into mayo to sell. Okay. Also, So also, what you can get from these, you can get a lot of the dinosaur artifacts. So these dinosaur artifacts are the prehistoric tibia, prehistoric rib, and the prehistoric vertebra, which all have a 22.5% chance of dropping from these Pepperexes. So prehistoric rib, prehistoric vertebra, and prehistoric tibia. So yeah, and okay, so what we're going to move on to next is the ancient seed. This seed can make you millions of pounds. This isn't the easiest to get your hand on, but when you do, you're going to be so happy. Like, you can make so much money, you won't know what to do yourself. So the best way to do this is go to the mutant bugware. For the mutant bugware, you need to go to sewers, which might take you a while to do because you need 60 artifacts for that. 60 artifacts isn't really too bad to get if you follow this guide, but once you've done it, go to the sewers, and there's going to be a door in the sewers. That's mutant bugware. Mutant bugs only have a small chance of dropping it, but if you go to mutant bugware every day and kill them all, sooner or later, maybe in about a week, maybe even 2 weeks, but probably get it in 2 weeks. You're gonna get one. So the ancient seed, donate it to the museum, and then you can plant what it gives you, duplicate it in the seed maker, and then just keep duplicating it, and you can get millions. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to show you. I'm going to kill all of these. See, there's a dwarf skull. There's a dwarf skull. So you know the dwarf skulls we were talking about earlier? Come in, here's another way to get there. So we can just kill all of these. We might not get an ancient seed artifact, but that's fine if we don't. Because if you just commit every single day, just a few hours out of your day, just come in here and killing all the bugs, that will probably get you an ancient seed artifact very soon. Okay, the next thing for intermediate is also to do with Skull Cavern. So when you're in Skull Cavern, you will have picked up a lot of Omni Geodes. Just from the few floors I did, I got 4 Omni Geodes. Now, when you do go to Skull Cavern, you need to invest in bombs, which you need the dwarf skulls for, and salad from the saloon. Once you've got these, you can get 100 geodes a day if you're really committed to just using bombs and eating, and just really committed to Skull Cavern. So you can easily get 100 geodes a day. So do this. This might take quite a lot of time, maybe 3 hours of real life, but it's needed. Get between 500 and 1,000 Omni Geodes, 1,000 preferably, but 500 should be okay. Open them all, every single one of them. Don't turn any of them to artifact troves. This should give you all the minerals. Once you have all the minerals, you can stop opening them and turn the rest into artifact troves. This should give you all of the minerals. So you can check in your collections tab, and you should now have all the minerals. Also, check in your artifacts tab, and you should have this. That can be found from Omni Geodes. So just keep opening those Omni Geodes until you do have them. Okay, and then when you have them all, turn them all into artifact troves. And then this might seem pretty sad, but but you're going to have to do more hunting for Omni Geodes now. Probably get 750 to 1,000 this time Omni Geodes and turn them all into artifact troves, because artifact troves can actually drop most of these artifacts. So you, from these, open all of these and you should get all of these artifacts you can actually get from artifact troves. Okay, now we're actually done, apart from the end game category. So we should have all of these, every single one of these, and of artifacts we should have most of them really. But in end game there are a few artifacts that you probably haven't got yet. So the strange dolls to start with, they can be found from Secret Notes 17 and 18. Other than that, they're extremely rare. So I've only found 4 in my whole account of that, and 2 of that, and that's including the Secret Notes. So Secret Notes 17 and 18 show you where to hoe, so you need to hoe in those spots, and they will give you the 2 strange dolls. So they're not too bad. You just need to obtain the Secret Notes. The best way to obtain the Secret Notes is just mutant bugware or mining. Also, giant crops have a 100% chance of dropping one if you've not got them all. Another one, this was actually my last artifact, is the skeletal hand. You probably haven't got this yet. So this has a 1% chance of dropping in the beach. That's not a very good option. The best option for this is going to the quarry mines every day and killing all of the haunted skulls. They have 1.3% drop rate. So this might be a very hard artifact to get, but if you just commit that every day, just go there, kill all the enemies, and then do whatever you want with your day. So, sooner or later, you should get it. When you get it, donate it straight away. Alright, next, maybe the hardest of all the artifacts. I actually got it quite early in the game. So I'm quite lucky, but all it has is a 1% chance from dropping from artifact spots in Pelican Town. This is the prehistoric capsule. Now, in Pelican Town, there's not really many artifact spots that can actually show up. So, this is by far, in my opinion, the hardest one to get. You'll notice in winter there are a lot more artifact spots. So what you can do in winter, this is a method. This can also work for just doing a variety. What you can do, so artifact spots stay in their location for a few days before they despawn. Although every day they change what item is in them. So if you're looking for a few artifacts, what you want to do, you want to go around the map, you're going to dig up all the worms and note down which ones dropped the artifacts that you actually wanted, okay? And then the next day, so then you're going to go off the game and reload it. You're going to hoe all of the artifact spots that gave you the ones you want, and all the ones that didn't, you're going to sleep and redo it, sleep and redo it, sleep and redo it until you've got something out of them all. Now this might not work for them all, but this is a good technique to get the most out of artifact spots. Okay, the next day do the same thing, yeah. So now there are a few more artifacts. So we're going to move on to fishing. So there's 2 artifacts which you can find from fishing. These are the Nautilus fossil and the amphibian fossil. These are extremely hard to get. So what you want to do, you want an iridium fishing rod, buy hundreds of magnet rings, save up for hundreds of magnet rings, and dozens of chest bobbers. And you want to just, and the skeletal tail, sorry. You want to just fish so much, so much. To get the skeletal tail, it probably only took me about 20 magnets. This one probably took me 200. This one probably took me over 500. So just take your time. It's going to be hard to push yourself through. But trust me, the star drop is worth it. Just get those treasure chests. Just try your best. And it will be sad. And it will be hard just pushing yourself through it. What you can do, if you're too bored of it, just go to something else. Just chill out, maybe put some signs in the town, like do a big project of crab pots, just have some fun, and then go back to it, because the star drop at the end of it is worth it. Okay, so now we've got these three. The next one is going to be the palm fossil. So the palm fossil isn't too hard to find, although you probably haven't found it yet, because it can't be found from artifact troves. There's a 10% chance of coming from the desert, so it has a really high chance, really. So just every now and then, take a trip to the desert, do that method that I told you earlier, and you'll find this quite easily. Also, if you don't have these two, which you can get from the artifact troves, but it's rare, these also have a chance of coming up in the desert. So while you're there, hopefully you can pick up these if you don't already have them. So that's not too hard. Okay, and now we're going to move on to trilobite, which the trilobite is a very, very hard one to find, in my opinion. I've always had trouble finding it. But it's actually, it doesn't seem too bad from the statistics. It's got a 3% chance of showing up at the beach and the mountains and the forest. So that means Cindersap Forest. So you should just come over time, look out for the worms, especially in the winter. So by the forest, I mean Cindersap Forest down here. I'm going to actually eat because these signs are doing my head in. So by forest, I mean this forest over here, not the secret woods. Just look out for those worms, go all over these places and do the method I told you, and that should just come over time as well. It will take a bit of time for farming for them, but it's alright. And then the next is the Elvish Jewelry, which I know I said the prehistoric capture was the hardest, and I think that is, but a lot of people say that this one is. So this is if not the first, the second hardest. It's extremely painful to get, and it has a 1% chance of getting it in the forest. So the only other way to get it, I believe, it has an extremely small chance for fishing, but you'd be fishing so long, your brain would just turn to mush. I really wouldn't suggest that. So also doing it this way would be hard because it's a 1% chance. What I would do, and how I have normally found it, is just artifact troves. So from those, it probably would have been about 300 artifact troves you found earlier. You might still not have even got this artifact. So if you haven't, try every day come here, because you'll be coming here anyway for the other artifacts, for the trilobite. But if you can't find it here, just farm for more artifact troves through on the geodes, because this isn't just a better way, it's actually fun. Doing skull gathering ones is fun. If you look at my video of Iridium Milk, you'll see you can find 100 Omni geodes a day. That translates to 30 artifact troves a day. So yeah, the only other thing I'm going to say is when you're doing fishing, make sure to do wild bait. Wild bait is key to this, because it makes fish bite so much faster. You'll have so much fish you don't know even what to do with yourself. So there is actually a video on YouTube of comparing the two, normal bait and wild bait, and you will see the numbers that you get way more fish. So I'll put a link to that video in the description. Also, if you do go to watch that video, just keep into mind, since then, this doesn't help artifacts wise, but since then, wild bait has had another buff, which lets it catch 2 fish, so that makes it even more worth it. And then if you just think you can merge things into one, so if you're farming to craft wild bait, I think it's here. So you need fibre, which you can get from the mutant booklet while you're trying to find secret notes, while you're trying to find the ancient seeds. Bug meat you can also get from the mutant booklet. So the mutant booklet might be a really good place to go when you're farming for the museum. And the slime you can go from the mines, and well, you should always be in the mines and looking for artifacts, really. And that's really all I have to say. Just keep to it. It can be painful. Just try it. I mean, you need a break every now and then because it can be really annoying and just tiring. Also, the reason why I said get the mutant bugler, you need the mutant bugler. The reason why I'm expecting you have that, because if you don't have that, I don't really think. Don't be trying to complete the museum unless you pretty much have done everything else in the game. You just don't need to, and because it's so hard to get that, it's going to be one of the last things you do in the game. So don't worry if it is the last thing you've done in the game. That's why I'm expecting you to have the mutant bugler. If you don't know how to do that, obviously you need the sewers, and you need to have done the community centre or Georgia, and you need to have done the wizard quest line. But I really do hope this video has helped you, because a lot of people still don't have the museum done and the last star drop. I only got it yesterday, and it's the hardest achievement in the game that shows up in the collection tabs. So I really hope this video helps you,